Midtown Boss stomps up though, 100 metres to go, lugged in, took the front, Telbrigar can't go with it, Midtown Boss won it. Midtown Boss from a photo.
I like Son Doot in the listed hoisted handicap 1,000 metres.
Sons Doot's flying home, Najim Sahel at the 50, Sons Doot is storming home and makes this really interesting.
But I'm with Estriella, supremely confident in race 7.
Now he goes for Estriella and she pings away. She's 2.5 lengths in front. She's too good. Estriella, brilliant.
He won last year, and I'm sticking with him.
Cascadian wearing her down. Trident Jenny at the 50. Cascadian's got up to her. Cascadian back to back.
Hello everyone and welcome to another weekly preview. Easter Cup Day this Saturday at Caulfield. It's a very even card. Last week was great. 4 out of 10 winners. Sons Doot flew from the back. Cascadian won. Estriella, my best of the day, got home. And it's another reason for you to tune into the Twitter and YouTube community tips on race morning, because I changed from Real Gun to Midtown Boss in race 2 and it ended up being a pretty good move because Midtown Boss got the cash. But we'll move on to this week's tips. Race 1 is a 2-year-old set weights plus penalties race over the 1,200 metres. Being a 2-year-old race, I haven't done my full ratings, but I had a quick look at the race, and my on-top selection is most likely going to be the favourite, number 8, Immortal Star, for Danny O'Brien. Jamie Mott, it's got the right form lines, ran second to Bold Bastille last start. Hard to go past. In for second at the moment, I'd have the Mar horse coming down from Sydney, Perspiration. I think that'll run a good race as well. That's how I'm seeing race 1. Race 2 is a benchmark 70 over the 2,000 metres, a wide open race, 9 runners, and the favourites are $4.60, which is unseen ruler for the Matty Williams team. Verifier is the second favourite at $5.50, Tass is the third favourite. And this was a run of Berkshire Breeze from last preparation when it was first up on Melbourne Cup Day in a benchmark 90, where it opened favourite out of some really good horses like Love Tap and Glint of Silver. I think those two horses would win in benchmark 70 company. So I think this horse has the ability to win this race on Saturday. Has never run a race below 2,000 metres in its career before that run on Melbourne Cup Day over 1,400 metres. So I just think first up over the 2,000 metres is ideally suited. I haven't liked what I've seen from the jump outs, but I looked at last preparation's jump outs as well, and I've just come to the conclusion it's not a jump out horse, so scrap that. It's also gelded. I know that the overseas international horses have the thing where it always says gelded, but I looked back and have confirmed with a lot of research that this horse is in fact gelded heading into this preparation. It wasn't one of those overseas things where they're automatically gelded, and that's what it says on the gear changes. So gelded into this preparation over the 2,000 metres, more suitable. Jai McNeil rides, was a pretty good run on Melbourne Cup Day. I think we're getting $10 about a horse that we don't really know much about, and in a very even race, I'm with Berkshire Breeze, ahead of Cheval Savant, who I think is a clear second pick. It's also accepted to run in South Australia, so I'm not too sure where it'll go, but if it goes to Victoria or Caulfield, it'll be running really well. In for third, I got Future Monarch, who's also the joint outsider of the field. Last start winner for Damien Lane is good, but Damien Lane gets off because he's in Sydney, draws well for a good run and should be running well. And in for fourth, Verifier, should be getting a decent run from gate 3. I'm with the horse we don't know much about, Berkshire Breeze, in race number 2. Race 3 is a benchmark 70 over the 1,200 metres. White Bear is the favourite at $4.60, ahead of Buse at $6.50. Then we got $8 for both the Prodigal Son and Tiffany Valentine. This was a last start run of White Bear at Caulfield. This was the same class and distance and track as what it races on Saturday, where he settled in an on-speed position and got bloused late by Wolfie and Furious. Even though it's a bigger field on Saturday, I think it's a weaker field than what he faced here. Wolfie's a progressive horse, and Furious is also a progressive horse for the Hawks team. So I think White Bear, second up, may have been a bit flat off the big first up win. So I think third up now, draws gate 4, can get a little bit of cover just in behind them, and I think can do the rest. Deserves favouritism, and I'm with him on Saturday. In for second, I've got Thala at a bit of a price. I was with this horse last start when it bolted in at the Valley. I just don't see why he's this big of a price. It was a really good win last start, beating Guerrera and Après La Mer. Après La Mer's come out and run a decent race at Yarra Valley, and I just think it's way over the odds. Thala, In for third, I've got Kentucky Casanova, will be on speed. Jayla Kennedy claims 3 kilos. It'll have every chance. And the Prodigal Son first up in for fourth. Might just need the run. Actually, no, he won't, because I think he's 2 from 2 first up. So I think he can settle in behind them and be finishing off strong. But I like White Bear and even Thaler at a big price in race 3. Race 4 is a 3-year-old fillies handicap over the 1200 metres. Peace Treaty is the favourite for the Freedmans at $5.50. Moesha is at $6. We got $7 for Bossy Nick. It's a very even race. Miss Aria, Elative, Inhibitions are all in single figures. We're going to take a look at a last start run of Inhibitions and Moesha and Lazargo at the Valley in the Typhoon Tracy. Watch Moesha. Keep a very close eye on Moesha. Linda Meach has to stop riding it, and look how wide it goes on the turn. And this horse still manages to finish in front of Inhibitions. Moesha gets a kilo off Inhibitions out of this run, and Moesha draws a better gate this time. I reckon can settle midfield, and I think fourth up on Saturday is ready to peak and win, and I'm with Moesha on top. In for second, I've got Bossy Nick. This horse is really good first up. Last preparation finished about 3/4 of a length off Inhibitions when Bossy Nick was first up, and Inhibitions was deep into a racing preparation. So I think Bossy Nick will be running well. Miss Aria in for third, a good return winner last start, first up, and gets the 54 kilos. And then in for fourth, I've got Inhibitions. It'll be running well. But I like Moesha in race number 4. Race 5 is a benchmark 70 over the 1400 metres. Furious is the favourite at $4.80. Russian Meteor is the second favourite at $7. We've got $7.50 for Hazel Baby, and the rest are probably $9 or above, I guess. But we'll go and take a look at a last start run of Furious. This is the same replay we watched 2 races ago for White Bear. Furious narrowly defeated on the line by Wolfie. I think second up on Saturday is ready to go to another level, and 1400 metres I think suits this horse. Draws gate 9, so I'm hoping can be midfield in the 3 wide running line, peel out at the top of the straight, and John McNeil will do the rest. My first unit play of the day, 1 unit the win on Furious. I just reckon he's better than these horses in this field. He's better than them, and he has to show it on Saturday to uphold his favouritism status. So I'm with Furious. I think he can do it. In for second, I've got one at 60 to 1. First up, the Toppy. Think Winning for Julius Sandu. I think this horse brings some decent form, and Sheridan Clark claiming the 3 kilos helps. Draws gate 10, can hopefully be in the same similar position to Furious and running well. I think it's way over the odds. In for third, Hazel Baby will get a soft run from gate 5, and yeah, it'll be running well. And then in for fourth, I've got Russian Front, a last start winner for the Kavanaghs. But I'm with Furious, 1 unit the win in race 5, and Think Winning at a big price. Race 6 is a fillies and mares benchmark 78 over the 1600 metres. Nana's Wish is the favourite at the moment at $5 from Legacies at $6.50. Then we've got Our Empress Zoe at $7.50. Sarasana's at $8. It's another very even race. And we're going to take a look at a run 2 starts ago from Sarasana. This was in the Angus Armanasco Stakes on Blue Diamond Day when it was first up. It settled 3 wide, no cover, and ran a very honest third. It's had a run since this, and this was on Newmarket Day behind Autumn Angel, where it faced the breeze, and it was just a forget run second up. I think third up now with a little bit of a freshen up, 4-week freshen up. Draws gate 7, can settle on speed for Johnny Allen, is ready to show its best again. It loves 1600 metres, so I think Sarasana's the forgotten horse in the race and should be shorter. I'm having 0.5 units to win on her, and also 0.25 units to win on Rocky Path, who is over the odds at $26 in my opinion. Chased See What I See last start, who's come out and been a very dominant winner last week at Flemington. So I think Rocky Path is over the odds and will be storming home from the back over 1600 metres. Those are my top 2. In for third, I've got Legacies, gets a soft run from the gate, and you can't dismiss its win 2 starts ago. And Our Empress Zoe in for fourth. Should be fitter second up for Celine Gaudray, claiming the 1.5 kilos, and maps well from the gate. Haven't got Nana's Wish in my top 4. Just think it's a bit short considering the class rise it faces. But I'm with Sarasana and Rocky Path in race number 6. It's that time of the week. It's last man standing. We have a new leader. Sky High Horse Racing is in front just because he's bet last week. 300 the win on Midtown Boss got up. Sammy very close behind in second. Simon a clear third. Geordie a clear fourth. And just don't listen to me when it comes to last man standing. I'm going to have to catch up pretty quick because we're finishing up pretty soon, the last man standing. Sky High Horse Racing is having 150 the win on Nana's Wish and 150 the win on Apulia. Sammy is going to have 200 the place on Ramwick Race 3, number 6, Kintyre. Geordie is having 4 different bets. He's having 200 the win on Rosalind Star in the first at Ramwick, 100 the win on A Girl's Best Friend, 100 the win on I Wish I Win, and 100 the win on Celestial Legend. And I'm having a just a $300 win bet on Zardozi. Couldn't find too many good things in Melbourne, so I've gone up to Sydney, and I'm pretty confident Zardozi can get the job done in the Australian Derby. That's what we're doing last man standing this week. The start of the quaddie, race number 7, is the listed Galilee Series final over the 2,400 metres. We've got 3 clear favourites. Antrim Coast is the favourite at $3.30, ahead of Apulia at $3.40, and Sunsets is at $3.90. This was a replay featuring all 3 favourites last start at the Valley over the 2,040 metres, where they ran it really fast. It was a genuine staying contest, and the horse with the race fitness, the only race fitness in the field, Antrim Coast, was able to get the job done. I think it could be a different result on Saturday, despite how far Antrim Coast beat Sunsets and Apulia. Sunsets and Apulia are now third up in their preparations, and I don't think they'll go as fast as what they did at the Valley. So I think that works in Apulia and Sunset's favour rather than Antrim Coast. Antrim Coast will still run a good race, but I think the market's got him a bit short here, considering he was 40 to 1 last start and he got the race favours. I'm with Apulia. Draws wide, which is my main query, but I'm hoping Jai McNeil down the railway side can start building the revs up. Hopefully not go as wide on the turn as what he was at the Valley, but I just think his run first up in the Australian Guineas was a hidden gem, and then second up he was a bit flat in a fast run race. Now I think up to the 2,400 metres can run his best race. Last preparation he tested Riff Rocket over a similar distance in the Derby, so I think, he's the one to beat. Sunset's in for second, should be on speed from gate 11 and will be hard to run down. Antrim Coast in for third, Interview in for fourth. That's how I'm seeing the Galilee Series final out of the top 2. Race 8 is the Group 3 Victoria Handicap over the 1,400 metres. The all-exciting Globe returns. The 340 favourite ahead of Buffalo River, the most honest horse in the field at $4.20. Here to Shock is at $5, and we've got bigger odds the rest. This was a last start run of Here to Shock in the Echuca Cup, where he settled in an on-speed position and was really good in defeat behind Imperial Lad and Super Razi, carrying 60.5 kilos. Now, I think this is decent enough form to be winning on Saturday, because Forbidden City also ran in this race and has come out and run some really good races at Saturday company. So I think Here to Shock deserves to be on top. That's in my opinion anyway. The main query is gate number 12. I'm hoping Buffalo River and Edison go lickety-split, racing themselves for the lead, and Here to Shock can get the 1-1 just in behind Edison, and hopefully they won't slow it up because Buffalo River's in the race, but I'm hoping the back markers get too far back and Here to Shock can win. Yeah, so I've got Here to Shock on top ahead of Mr. Maestro at a big price, so I think can run really well. This horse was 3 lengths off Buffalo River first up last preparation in the Moonga Stakes. Now gets 4 kilos off Buffalo River off that performance, so $27 compared to Buffalo River $4.20 is just ridiculous in my opinion if you're judging it off that form. So Mr. Maestro in for second, way over the odds. Buffalo River in for third. I think he'll run his honest race. Celine Gaudreau gets the best out of him, so he can win, and Globe in for fourth. Don't really know what I'm expecting, but if he's at his best, he probably will win this race. I'm with Here to Shock and Mr. Maestro in the Victoria Handicap. Race 9 is the Group 3 Easter Cup over the 2,000 metres. First Immortal is the favourite at $2.90, ahead of Carini, who's at $5.50. We've got Jenny Lala at $7. Shayar is at $8. Barclay Square at $8.50. It's a very, very good race, and this was a very, very good form reference. The anniversary Vase. First Immortal wins the race, was out in front or outside the leader at least, and did the rest. Keep an eye on Shayar though. This was over 1,600 metres. If this race went on for 2,000 metres, you'd think that Shayar gets over the top of First Immortal. Shayar only carried half a kilo less than First Immortal. on this occasion, and now Shayar on Saturday carries 3.5 kilos less than First Immortal. So I think Shayar can turn the tables. Shayar's also 2 from 2 second up. So I think Shayar can turn the tables and is over the odds at $8 compared to First Immortal $2.90. However, I think that's the best form going into this race, so I'm having a unit play on both of them. In for third, Jenny Lala went up to Sydney for the Coolmore Classic and ran decently there. I just think it's had to do a lot of travelling and might not be at its best on Saturday, but it can definitely win. And Deny Knowledge will be out in front most likely. I've got it in for fourth, but I like Shayar ahead of First Immortal in the Easter Cup. Race 10 to finish the day is a benchmark 84 over the 1600 metres. Frigid is the favourite at $4.50, ahead of Regal Asmon at $5.50. And bigger odds the rest. Frigid and Regal Asmon come through this race at the Valley where they were both unlucky, especially Regal Asmon. So just keep an eye on both of them. Frigid was first up on this occasion compared to Regal Asmon second up. So I think Frigid takes the most improvement out of this run. And Frigid also draws way better than Regal Asmon on Saturday. Regal Asmon draws 13. May have to get a bit further back than what Daniel Stackhouse would like. And Frigid's able to settle on speed to midfield, in my opinion. And for those reasons, I think Frigid deserves to be on top, and I'm with him in the curtain closer, ahead of Regal Asmon, who both of them will run very honest races. Promises kept in for third. Will improve with the run first up. Has to carry the big weight, but draws well and can improve second up. Titan of Choice in for fourth. Was a good winner on All-Star Mile Day last start and gets in with the lightweight here. Maybe, because it's a first emergency, has to get in. But I'm with Frigid and Regal Asmon in the last. Now we'll move on to the quaddie. I'm all right at staking plans. I'm terrible at last man standing and the quaddie. And what triggers me the most from last week is that in my original quaddie outline, I had Mark Twain in my numbers, but I took him out because I thought I had too many numbers and I wanted to narrow my quaddie. So I could have easily got it last week, but instead we go another week without winning one, and we're going to try again this week. So we'll move on to what we're doing this week. 5 in the Galilee Series final, 1 Apulia, 2 Antrim Coast, 3 Sunsets, 6 Cherokee Brave, and 14 Into You. And then in the Victoria Handicap, 2 Buffalo River, 4 Hitter Shock, 5 Sione, 9 Globe, and 12 Mr. Maestro. In the Easter Cup, going for 3 First Immortal, 4 Deny Knowledge, 8 Jenny Lala, and 11 Shayar. And then in race 10 to finish the day, going for 1 Belle Plaisir, 11 Regal Asmon, 13 Frigid, 17 Titan of Choice, and 3 Promises Kept. That's what we're doing, or that's what I'm doing in the quaddie this week. Thank you everyone for watching this week's preview as we recap all the units. A few horses this week, a lot of races where I've got 2 horses in one race, which I'm not a big fan of, but it was a really tough week for me to analyse the form this week, and my ratings were just very even, so I could hardly find an edge. My best of the day has ended up being Furious in race 5, which I didn't expect doing the form, but that's the one I'm most confident on this Saturday at Caulfield. Hopefully you enjoyed. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.